Hey everybody, it's Coach Matt over here at Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Answering a question for you today regarding the path of the discus. Now somebody had sent in an email asking about what path the discus should be going in as the thrower moves throughout the full rotational technique, throughout the full spin. And basically, it's very easy to show path of shot put when you're doing glide because it's basically a linear movement. You're moving backwards, and as you move backwards, the shot goes from a low position to still low in the middle of the circle to exploding up at the end. Discus, a little bit different. So what I did here, we've got our little discus thrower. He has a mohawk because he's a badass, and he's got a red discus in his hand. So what you notice about this guy is that knees are slightly bent, body is upright, and he has the discus up in his hand. Now the discus is not low by his hip. The discus is up at shoulder height where it should be when you start in the back of the circle. So for the purposes of this video, he is sitting upright in sort of that air chair position. He does not have that bend. He does not have that collapsing of the upper body that we see with a lot of top throwers. He's a beginner. He's starting up a little bit more vertical, a little bit taller in the back of the circle. What you're also seeing, left arm is relaxed, right arm has the discus up, and he has a slight bend to his knees. So he is in the ready position. He is ready to go. Now, the path of the discus, I am not a lefty, so we're going to try to do this without getting my hand in the way. As he turns out of the back of that circle, the discus is going to stay back behind his hip, and he is going to turn out of the back of that circle. As he does, the discus is going to come around his body, and at this point, as he drives into the middle of the circle, the discus is behind his hip, his right hip still. As he drives, the discus is going to go up. So the discus is going to stay up along. He's going to dip his legs a little bit, which is where you see the dip. Then the discus is going to go back up as he drives up into zero support, up into the middle of that circle. As he's driving up into the middle of the circle, his body will continue to turn. And what you will see is the discus will go down and up again. Now that's pretty ugly, but what you're looking at here is that as he's going through the movement, the discus is pretty much staying at sort of a level line, at sort of a level path until the end when the thrower explodes up and the discus gets some height behind it. If you were to start the discus down by the hip, what you're going to see is that the discus will go up and down as you go through the full turn, as you go through the full discus throw. By keeping it up in the air, we see a nice level pattern. So let's try this one more time because this is pretty ugly. We'll try to do it good this time. There we go. So, because I messed it up the first time a little bit, discus is high. As he comes out of the back, he starts to drive up. He's driving up into the middle. As he drives up into the middle, he does his mirror turn in the middle of the circle in midair. He brings his legs together. As he lands in the power position, you're going to see a little bit more of a dip and then back up. So again, very level with the discus. Not up and down. The disc is not flying up and down as he moves through the circle. So what I'm going to do, I don't have my throwing shoes with me today, but I'm going to grab an orange traffic cone and I'm going to give you the same angle that this guy right here has. And we're going to basically show you the full path of that discus by just watching that bright orange traffic cone so you get a more real-time view of it. Alright guys, so here's what we're going to do. Using this orange traffic cone as the discus, we're going to take you through at about half speed the full discus turn coming out of the back of the circle. So just watch the path of the cone, watch the path of the discus. Don't watch my speed because it would normally be a lot faster than this. So just watch the path of the discus so you can get a good idea of where the discus is traveling as I go through the entire full turn. What you're going to notice is that it's not going up and down. It's pretty much staying on a level path, increasing in height as the release happens. So check this out. Okay guys, so right there what you saw is that it's not going up and down. The discus is never down by the shin or down by the hip. It's always up at about a 90-degree angle at the armpit, up at shoulder height. As long as that occurs, you're going to have a nice smooth path on that discus. The discus is going to go in a nice smooth efficient path in an upward direction, and as you release, you're going to have a nice smooth powerful release, and the discus is going to go as far as you can push it. So guys, that's it from here. Make sure if you have questions, hit me up at matt@primalatc.com, or you can go to a Primal Athlete Training Center Facebook page, click like, and you can leave your comments right on the page where everybody can see them and hopefully give you a really fast answer the same day. Hope to hear from you soon, and please send those questions in if you have them.